Woof woof. Bork bork. Bow wow. Boo woo. Good morning, Zeke. How you doing? Oh, D. Good, good. Good, good. That's what I like to hear. Oh, man, I just ain't feeling it today. This being awake thing is not working out well today. I want to go back to bed. Let's go back to sleep. You want to go back to sleep, D? No? Okay. We'll pass on the sleep then. We'll stay awake then. Howdy. Kobo estoy. Being awake does suck. See if my California breakfast works this morning like it does other mornings. Stop smocking. Smocking, bro. You can't make this shit up. Too tarded to dispel smoke, but still got advice. Still got handfuls of advice for everybody. Too tarded to dispel smoke. Doesn't know smoke doesn't end with a CK for some reason. But definitely got handfuls of advice for everybody. What's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? Answer, I never had a garbanzo bean on my face. I give it. Chickpea. I get it. I get it. That's pretty good. That's all right. I'll let that one fly. Dude says smock. Dude says smock. My 500-pound stream. Exactly. It's 600 pounds, though. Get the weight right. 650 now. We're pushing the scale all the way up. Smock. What do you guys think? Should I stop smocking? You look like you believe in Bigfoot. I am Bigfoot. Do you see where I'm at? Dumb fuck. I wonder if you're gonna get Aegon Chalakianed. Yeah. Could happen. Could happen. Aren't you too old to be trash talking 12-year-olds online? Are you 12? If so, this is an 18+ stream. Yeah, I hit the button. So if you're 12, that means you lied on your YouTube account and you've got to be escorted out. We're checking IDs and IQs at the door. Do you like the thicker frame glasses? I like my glasses. I like the glasses. I have to wear them, or I can't read, but or see, but I like wearing them though. We're all technically children of God, so did you really think that you made a point there? It was weird. Yeah, it all grows together. The nose hairs and the beard, you twist it down into the mustache. Keep it one look. Put a heart up in the chat if you're in your teens. Oh yeah, that's true. We love that youthful perspective. Shout outs to our teenage audience. Throw up a big heart in the chat. Or make a Harry Potter reference. That's a dead giveaway, too. It's shocking how many people, the one book, the one reference that they can make is Harry Potter, bro. That would be like me, right? Being 30 years old and making one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish jokes all day. You feel me? It's like at some point you graduate from your child book and your child fantasies, and you get like these things called like adult interests. It's crazy. Well, that used to happen. They canceled all of that apparently with these last couple of fucking generations. Really, really. Those motherfuckers pushing 30 that are still living in a pineapple under the sea, bro. Say my name, say my name. Do 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 do. Hey, bro. Please verify that I actually exist by saying my name. No. I'm still an 80s kid in my mind. Does that count? Yeah, for sure. I'm sure every reference you make is about Welcome Back, Cotter. You're like, this bro be looking like Welcome Back, Cotter. This bro be looking like Charles in Charge, right? You just haven't seen a single thing that's referential since the 80s, right? Dude, imagine you're 30 years old and the two cultural references you can make are Harry Potter and SpongeBob SquarePants. And you're pushing 30. Last time you cracked a book was when you were sitting on your mom's lap and she was reading the Sorcerer's Stone to you before you go to bed. Did people say bro in the 80s? Yes. bro started to become like a pretty common colloquialism in the 60s. Are we hating on 30-year-olds? We're not. We're hating on 30-year-olds that have no cultural references beyond the cartoons they used to watch when they were little. That's what we're hating on. Do I cuss? Fuck yeah, I cuss. Hell fucking yeah. Turd. Turd. Yeah. We're hating on the just abject lack of media literacy that is apparent when people just do drive-by comments, right? You gotta presume, right, that we're dealing with mid-20s, early 30s kind of on average. But even if we're dealing with like early 20s, you know, to 30s on average, it's like, I can't imagine being like, I try and put myself in that position, right? Where I'm like 22 years old and all I can talk about is Thundercats. You know what I mean? Everything is a Ninja Turtles reference. And I'm trying to think if I even knew a single human being that fit that profile. Like, did I grow up with a kid that just never read a book beyond, you know, I don't know what would an analog for Harry Potter would be, the Hardy Boys or some shit. Like, they just have one child book reference and one cartoon reference. And I can't think of a single human being that fits that profile when I was a kid. Not one. But now, like, all I got to do is turn on the stream and I find hundreds of them. Yeah, Goosebumps books. That's a good one. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I can remember anybody that wasn't fucking, that was, you know, older than late fucking teenage that would even fucking talk about like the child books and cartoons. Like, yeah, you might mention it every once in a while. You might make a reference every one, but it's just like, it's the first thing that comes to people's minds. It's nuts. It's fucking wild. Everything through the lens of your hyperfixation. Exactly. You see something, and immediately the only two reference points in your mind that you can come up with are SpongeBob and Harry Potter. That's it. That's where it begins and ends, in a pineapple under the sea. Bro, it's just like that Marvel movie. Yeah. It's just, man, we're fucked. Minecraft, yeah. Unbelievable. It's just kind of sad. It's sad and it's annoying because it's one thing for people to just be sad and alone, but it's another thing for them to project that sadness out into places where people socialize. You know what I'm talking about? I like the video where Destiny dog walked you. Destiny dog walked you. Oh my God, dude. That's a whole nother layer, dude. See, one of the things that's happened as a result of the internet, right, is that it's allowed people to create these giant fictional universes in their heads where Destiny arguing with somebody actually changed something in the world. Imagine, it's like a year later. I think it was a year ago that I had that Destiny conversation, at least. And it's still one of the forefront events in your mind. It's so it's the same kind. It comes from the same place as the guy that can't fucking reference anything other than Harry Potter, right? It's like you've gamified conversation that, like, me talking to Destiny was like the Super Bowl to you. For me, it was a Tuesday. You see what I mean? Reality may not be subjective, even if it's experienced that way, but people are trying their hardest to actualize it. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Hadouken. Isn't that the point of everyone speaking their minds, trying to change someone else's opinion? No. No. See, that's the gamification of conversation. So when you take something as simple as the exchange of human ideas between two people and you turn it into a game that somebody won, you've kind of removed all of the meaning from the conversation. He did kind of embarrass you. Maybe he embarrassed you. Like I said, it was a Tuesday for me. Like I don't think I've ever been embarrassed of a conversation that I've had. So maybe it embarrassed you empathically, because the craziest thing that you can think of in your mind that could happen to you is having somebody talk to you in a way that's derisive, right? And oh my God, if that person has an audience and they have other people that are willing to parrot that derision, that's like the worst thing to you. That's a Tuesday to me. You feel me? That's the point, right? It's like your perception of this is that a year later, there's still a smoldering crater where I used to be. And a year later, it's another fucking Thursday for me. You feel me? Yeah. So any other got any more input on it? Like, embarrassment is not something that you can apply to another person. You can suffer secondhand embarrassment, but that just means you were embarrassed, right? Don't get embarrassed over conversations. I did the wheel of torture, bro. My capacity for being embarrassed about something that happens on the internet is at fucking absolute zero. We only get Destiny trolls now. Not even good ones. I mean, well, not only. We get Destiny trolls, we get the drive-by skibbities with diarrhea of the mouth who think every little joke that they have in their brain is the most hilarious shit. We get people that just dislike Paul's ego. You know what I mean? There's spice to the trolls. There's different flavors of trolls that come through, you know? There's the cigarettes are bad for you trolls, and those are probably the most numerous trolls, honestly, is the ones that come in, give unsolicited smoking advice, and then get banned, right? And then come back, do it again, right? This is like, that's probably the lowest level troll that we have. Like a brain broken DDG guy is like 3 or 4 steps above the smoking trolls. gonna miss Small PP Man. He's back. Small PP Man never left. Small PP Man just deleted his Reddit. Small PP Man just changed his. He took off the Halloween, the Spirit Halloween store mask that he got for $5 last year, and he put on another cheap Halloween. He's still out there. He's just not going to lead with Tiny Dick Dude. You know what I mean? Small PP Man, yeah. Guy that, you know, one of many people who trolls me or attempts to troll me, and he was doing so on Reddit. And a cursory look at his account found that he spent most of his time in, you know, like R size matters, arguing about his small PP. It's Small PP Man. He's kind of a legendary troll around here. Is Tiny PP Man. Of course, you're on Reddit. You're not, though. You never look at Reddit. Crow Broka, never on Reddit, bro. Doesn't even do social media. It's just a happenstance. He just happened to pick up a phone and I happen to be on it. He doesn't do social media shit. Crow Broka, he's got a real life. He's not one of these losers just sitting in a chat in the morning with nothing to do but talk shit. He's got shit going on, bro. He's got shit going on. Crow Broka's a G. Crow Broka's a G. He's just in between getting pussy. Taking a quick little sweat break. He don't never fucking... Crow Broka don't never look at no social media. Crow Broka ain't terminally online. Crow Broka ain't sitting up in a chat on an alt. Crow Broka's a G. He knows. He knows. Good old Crow Broka. Hella got a life, bro. He's on his way out to get in his Lamborghini Urus and drive down and fucking blow 50 racks on whatever at the mall. And he just happened to turn his phone on and cruise by here. You know what I'm talking about? Crow Broka. Everybody better respect. Dude, Bro Crowpaw is here, bro. Bro Crowpaw. On Phonam's grave. On Phonam grave. Crow Brokaw's about to go blow 50 racks. And then chill by his infinity pool in his Calabasas mansion. Crow Broka don't fuck around on the internet. You kidding me? I mean, he's kind of fucking around on the internet right now. But he doesn't do nerdy shit like waste hella time on social media and shit doing fucking stupid shit. Nah, not Crow Broka, bro. Not Crow Broka. Definitely not. Anybody but Crow Broka. I'm surprised you guys even saw Crow Broka in person. Crow Broka is one of those dudes. He's balls deep. He's balls deep in some kind of fucking deal. He's a Forex trader. He's a jet setter. You know what I mean? The fact that Crow Broka even passed through here is fucking crazy. It's crazy that Crow Broka even came near this motherfucker. You know what I mean? He ain't one of these internet nerds that be hanging around on social media shit trying to get attention. Not Crow Broka, bro. Crow Broka's got shit to do. He's on the move, bro. Mr. Naughty Priest. ¿Cómo se va? Definitely not this crap. Definitely not. You ain't here. Crow Broka definitely ain't here. He ain't been here for 10, 15 minutes now. Crow Crow Broka don't do shit like this. This shit right here is for nerds, bro. Crow Broka would never hang out in a nerdy ass, gay ass, Reddit mod ass place like this for 10, 15 minutes. Just typing furiously on his phone. That's nerd shit, bro. Crow Broka got shit to do. Crow Broka got shit to do. Planting time? Oh no, Mr. Naughty Priest, no. Crow Broka, dude, if Crow Broka happened on a stream like this, he would uninstall the app that he saw it on. He wouldn't spend a second arguing with some Reddit mod motherfucker, because Crow Broka, he ain't terminally online at all, bro. Crow Broka got hella friends, hella money, and hella shit to do. Hella shit to do. Yep. Dude, not Crow Broka, bro. He was in here, came in, told us what losers we were, and then ghosted. Because he ain't got time for no fucking losers. He ain't got no time for no Reddit mods. You know what I'm saying? Not Crow Broka. All you other motherfuckers got all the time in the world. Not Crow Broka. Crow Broka? Psh, that motherfucker right there. Got all the time in the world. Look at him one-guying Paul's ego right now. The power maker. The new power maker, bro. That's a reference. Why do I smoke? I mean, I just get real relaxed after rolling the hay with your mom, and it just feels good to like get that last bit of tension out. I know, and all I did was mention Reddit, and here you are going off. Crow Broka again, bro. Dude, he probably just did 10 trades, came back and handed me my ass again, bro. Crow Broka, bro, he's got so much shit to do that he's gonna sit here the entire fucking show. That's how much is going on in Crow Broka's life, bro. He gonna be here the entire time I'm here, bro. Because that's Crow Broka for you, bro. He's built different. Crow Broka for fucking emperor of the world, bro. Bro. Crow Broka. Y'all better bow down. Big tallywhacker, too. That's what I hear. Length and girt. Crow Broka, bro. Bro Crowpaw. He got shit to do, man. You could see. This is a man that's making moves. I bet he don't type again in chat. I bet he don't type again in chat because he's just stepping onto the private jet and he's having to go into airplane mode. Crow Broka ain't back. He ain't never gonna type again. Crow Broka swoops in, pecks your eyeballs. Oh, damn. I guess he's not getting on the private jet. I guess Bro Croca ain't got shit to do but sit here and get handled in front of 160 people. Damn, that's kind of sad. I thought Crow Broka had shit going on in his life. I didn't think he was like some terminally online Reddit mod who will, you know what I mean? I guess 160 pieces of negative attention is better than nobody fucking even noticing that you're alive. You know what I'm talking about? Damn, I guess I was reverse on Crow Broka. Damn. I guess I had the wrong idea about Crow Broka. It turns out he's not a dude that has shit to do. Turns out he's probably, like, I think the average Reddit mod would have skipped out. Not Crow Broka, though. He in here, he gonna salvage. He gonna salvage it. Crow Broka. Yeah. He gonna salvage it now. Guys, he's just calm as can be. Crow Broka is. Calm as can be, man. Calm as can be. Crow Broka, bro. The number one. Number one in the hood, G. Damn. Bro Crowbar. Bro Crowbra. Crow Crowra. Koha Broha. Leave you ball behind. You're not allowed to bring it out here because you will lose it. You will lose your ball if you bring it out here. You don't ever want to fetch out here. And then you just drop the ball and it
gets lost.
It gets lost. You carry it off in the woods. What am I supposed to do? And you get all bent out of shape about it and I have to go hunting it. Ugh. Do you ever had major health issues? My girl had a seizure for the first time today. Scary as hell. Oof. Yeah, that sucks. No.
You know, I think sensitive tongue is the biggest thing you had to deal with them.
Dinor's got a very intolerant stomach. So when he eats something he ain't supposed to eat.
Although it's gotten better recently, so I wonder if he's kind of grown out of it.
Maybe. I mean, it's just more of, I think it's more like when he was younger, we didn't, we would switch around different puppy chows and try different things. We finally found the one, that blue buffalo stuff is the stuff that his stomach tolerates best, and so that's what he gets.
Yeah, like maybe it's not even like he's maybe not as immediately reactive if he has different proteins, but like I think
Well, it's
if he
about
has to eat like beef multiple days in a row, then he's not happy. Or
well, it's about the amount too.
yeah,
It's been a long time since Dinor got like a bunch of something that he ain't supposed to have. Like Dinor, something like saucy, fatty, greasy, kind of like human food stuff. Back when I lived with the guys at the Tinderbox, it was way easier for Dinor to score that type of shit. Because there were just so many humans around not watching, and he's such a little fucking sneak thief that you really gotta be aware when you're gonna leave food unattended near him. Wish I could still smoke, but I can't find a high-paying job that doesn't do drug tests, and the wife frowns upon it. Yeah, I mean, that's the worst part. Like, the job sucks too. Like, if you're looking for jobs in an industry that, requires drug testing or whatever, that's a pretty big problem. But, like, I think your wife being adverse to you doing it is probably your biggest problem.
because you can change jobs, but you can't.
You can't change
up your
wives,
wife.
right? And her mind is probably not going to change on it, right? So that's one of them things. That's like, for me, it's not like a make or break thing that I'm worried about if I were dating or something. But if I met somebody and kind of started to hit it off with them, because I've been in that situation before. Like, I was married to somebody for I was with the person for a long fucking time, 12 years of my life. I was with one person who really hated that I smoked weed and didn't want me doing it, thought I did it too much, thought this, thought that, right? Just was not, my lifestyle was not acceptable. And that is, it's not just that issue, but that issue is a bellwether. It's like a sign that you're just not compatible, right? Right? It's not just the weed, it's the lifestyle, it's the attitude, it's like your priorities and what you care about, you know what I mean? Like, all of those things are kind of like things that need to be kind of in alignment for people to work out, I feel like.
But I mean, weed has different roles in different people's lives. If they're a once in a while smoker can drop it a lot more easily than
Yeah.
than you can.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, I self-medicate with it, so it's like, it's a different thing for me, I think. Didn't your ex-wife disagree with you politically, religiously? That was the least hurdle. It's like, but I'm just from a time where you don't have to agree with somebody socially, politically. Like, that's not contingent upon me liking, loving, becoming friends with, dating somebody. Now, had my ex been like a super hardcore conservative or a super hardcore Christian, that it was a constant point of, like, if I felt like I was being pressured constantly to like believe in this or else, or there was none of that. You know what I mean? So that really wasn't a point of contention. We didn't disagree politically all that much at all. It was just on the religious issue that we had a disagreement. And
But that's just like, you go to church and I don't. Boom.
right. It wasn't even that, really. Like, she wasn't even church going. So it wasn't even like she was super observant of religion. She just had her beliefs, and I didn't believe the same thing she believed. That's not like that would never hinder a relationship in my world. And only the most aggressive and obsessive politics would hinder a relationship in my world, right?
Yeah, like you don't expect me to vote the same way you do if
No.
we vote.
I wouldn't care. You know, I mean, it would be the reason I would care would be like our conversations would be different,
Yeah.
right? They would have a different tone and timbre to them and stuff. But like, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I was kind of talking about that earlier too. It's just like conversation being gamified is this strange internet phenomenon that I do not understand.
We don't have to win.
Nobody wins, and it's not about changing somebody's minds or beliefs at the end. It's an exchange of information and opinion.
Like, we've disagreed before.
100%. It's perspective. You know, it's a perspective enhancing thing to disagree with somebody, right? But it's not. That's not the point. The point isn't to win.
I mean, there's certain political things like if one person is a sexist and one person is a feminist, that's probably not gonna get along super well.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's going to be more about how well can you fucking set aside your personal beliefs and blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, people on the opposite ends of the spectrum
on something that's so critical to just how they relate to each other. But
right. Disagree, but still respect one another's humanity. Yeah, as long as that's given back, right? I don't deciduously respect somebody no matter what. You know what I mean? But if that person is willing to provide mirror that same respect back to me, I'm all about respect. I'm also ready to go below the belt. And I'm probably better at it than most of the people that are ready to do that too. You know, if that is something that needs to happen, or I feel like somebody is really going there with me, I'm more than happy to follow them down that road. I'm petty as fuck. But I'm very rarely the guy that takes it there, because I don't see a whole lot of fucking point in it. To me, it's just like conversation with extra emotional steps, you know? Like
do you think that's contributing to the loneliness epidemic at all? This new standard of like wanting people to align with you?
Purity, like social, political, religious purity testing, absolutely, yes. It like it prevents people from going out and meeting like-minded people, or people that you know, are like-minded in one way or have the same hobbies but don't have the, you know what I mean? Like the fact that political, social, religious beliefs are placed on this ultimate pedestal now, and they're used as, you know, a measuring stick by which you decide who you fucking associate with. Yeah. I mean, it's not new in group shit, you know. Christians have been, you know, kind of benefiting from that social isolation for a long time. But yeah, I think it's just stratified now. There are way too many of these little in-groups that are totally insular that a person can join. And when they get funneled into one, it's a lonesome thing. You've got internet friends, but you barely talk to another human being in real life. You know what I mean?
You can't curate in-person relationships the same way.
Respect can be a form of empathy. It always is. Respect is literally putting yourself in another person's shoes. It's like the benefit of the doubt is respect, right? There are different ways that you could couch respect simply, right? But ultimately, it is placing yourself in that person's shoes. It's the golden rule. Treat others the way you would want others to treat you, right? I've never had a problem with contentiousness and angry dialogue and stuff. It's never my favorite thing to do, but I'm really good at it. And I've spent a lot of my life doing it. I avoid it in my personal life, but if somebody wants to go there, I'm more than willing, and I'm really good at it. You know, that's respect. People mistake respect and fear. Well, sure. I only date other Scientologists. Yeah. Good luck with that, buddy. Worst definition of respect ever. It's interesting that you spent the time to type that sentence out, but didn't just correct my definition. Worst comment ever, maybe? Why don't you use a sentence to give me your definition of respect? That'd really crater me. No, fear is not respect. And respect is not fear. Fear is compelled, and respect is given. The two things cannot be the same thing. It was hard for me to be in a genuine relationship with a Christian girl. It just didn't work. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if somebody is going to put, like, wear that belief on their sleeve, and it's going to be a constant thing that gets brought up, and you're constantly being nattered about it, it ain't going to work.
There's a lot of people that don't do that.
Yeah. Most people, I think, truly, even in the online fucking era where it magnifies a lot of our differences and stuff, I think person to person, most people don't give two shits in a fuck. They don't wear their politics on their sleeve 24/7, 365 everywhere they go. They're fine agreeing to disagree. And their relationships and their interpersonal communications and the people that they know and the people that they might meet are more important to them than getting updates on a post somewhere, right? They are capable of experiencing and eliciting human positive feedback without throwing a big mask over themselves and a pseudonym and, just snarking everywhere, right? When people are isolated into these internet communities, there's like a facsimile of friendship that happens. You post something within the little micro community, it gets a bunch of updates. Oh man. You start sharing a little bit about yourself, you learn something about them. Oh man, I'm making a friend. But really all you're engaging in is, in-group mentality shit. And you're being kind of groomed by the process to treat people that disagree with that in-group dynamic like subhuman people, right? And it closes every door in your face. Seems like the big bad boss commands respect as an action. My dad was, a department head for a lot of the time I was growing up, AKA the big bad boss. And one of the things that my dad taught me is that respect, you can't command respect. You can't point at somebody and frown at them and flex at them and say, you're gonna fucking respect me. That doesn't work. You don't compel respect. Respect is earned, and respect comes from consistency, right? When you see a person talk that shit and then live it, when you see a person have a position and live it, when you see a person care about something and engage with it, right? They have consistency. How did your dad become a department head, and what was it like growing up with him in that position? Well, he wasn't that my whole childhood. So my dad was a blue collar guy and president of his local union. And then he was, like a lot of people are from those key positions, he was poached, basically. The company that he worked for made him an offer he couldn't refuse. You know, they knew that my dad commanded the respect of his peers because he was a respectable guy. He was logically consistent, and he was even and fair. And they came to him and said, hey, you know, we're looking for somebody to run the hot end, right? So one of two bosses at the plant. And my dad said, well, how much guap are you putting up on that? And they gave him a number, and it was way more than he was making, and it had better benefits. And he said, all right, I'll take that. There's a difference between ignored and missed. The world doesn't revolve around you, Mitchell. Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, there's hell of people talking in the chat, bro. I gave you a real definition of respect, and you ignored it. Let's see. What is it? Respect is a feeling of deep admiration for somebody or their abilities, qualities, and or achievements. No. That's just admiration, right? You can admire somebody and not respect them. Case in point, fans that have no respect for the personal space or privacy of the object of their fandom. Fans that are creepy and parasocial with the object of their fandom, right? Those people admire the fuck out of that person's talent, art, speaking style, brain, whatever it is, right? But they don't respect that person at all. They give that person absolutely no respect, right? And so you can't conflate the two things. Admiration is not respect, right? Now, admiration may come with respect, right? You may respect somebody and come to admire them because of that, right? But just admiring somebody does not equal I respect that individual.
Yeah. And also, that's your definition of respect. So are you just disrespectful to everyone that you don't admire?
Yeah, right. You're smarter than the Oxford Dictionary, I guess. Bro, if you don't understand that the human language comes with things like inference and intent, right? All modifiers on the strict definition of words, if you don't understand that language is fluid, and you don't understand we're not talking about dictionary definitions, we're functionally talking about what respect is, right? That's retarded, bro. That's another piece of language that I'm using colloquially. Like, if you think you're just gonna like run to Wikipedia and pwn me on a philosophical conversation about the nature of respect and what it means to give and get it.
And like, you didn't even look down. It's like there's a second definition: due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others.
Of course, he doesn't put any of that in there because this is the dude that gives an opinion. Mm-hmm. You ask him for proof. He goes and reads a headline of something and posts an opinion piece from a newspaper.
Yeah, it's like words have multiple definitions. And look, the second one agrees with you, but he just that doesn't go down. It's like, read a little bit past the fucking first thing that pops up on Google, bro.
So it's all subjective, aka fluid. Language, 100%.
Yeah, like there's two different definitions.
Yeah. Or is this something that you're just finding out, Mitchell? That language is entirely fluid?
Like, a lot of words just have multiple definitions. Like, you literally didn't even scroll down on your potage or whatever. Your actually, like,
It's just like, holy fuck, bro. It's like you're mad at your own ignorance. Then why even talk? None of it carries objective meaning.
you
No.
didn't even look at multiple
Yeah.
definitions of the same thing on the same source.
Like you don't give a fuck
You
about
literally just
objectivity.
looked at the first sentence and like, yep, that's it. I bet you didn't even click the actual link. You're just like, whatever Google popped up, you're like, yep, that's it.
Nope. There's no talking to that person. There's no talking to most people. If you have to, yeah, dude, if you run to the dictionary
And you don't even read the whole
and you don't even read the whole thing and you're standing on that business, bro, I don't even know what you're doing. I don't even know why we're having the conversation. Just wild. But there's so much ego at stake in this, right? There's so much fucking ego at stake in this. It's kind of reminiscent to me of what happened with Phoebes yesterday. It's like I was fielding a bunch of crazy comments and questions from a bunch of religious people because we were talking about atheism and religion and shit. Talking about Christianity, and a lot of Christians were butthurt and offended, right? And one of them invoked the concept of nothingness. And I gave the scientifically accurate answer that there is no such thing as nothingness. Nobody's ever found a patch of nothingness. And anything that you would consider to be nothingness is going to be filled with subatomic particles and radiation and gravitational forces. These are all things that are measurable in this supposed nothingness, right? So I say this. Phoebes and I went back and forth for like 15 minutes where she's like, actually, I think it's debatable. And I'm like, well, maybe it's debatable, but, you know, science is pretty fucking clear on it. That's not debated. Nobody's ever seen nothing. And if you can find me a scientific study where somebody has described and studied and you know, in a repeatable way, some nothing, I'd be more than happy to take a look at that. But you're not going to find it because it doesn't exist. We went back and forth. And then finally she throws this quote at me, right? She's like, look, I found this. This is why I'm saying it's debatable. And the quote is, scientists agree that nothing theoretically is impossible because space, any nothing you could find to study is going to be filled with subatomic particles, radiation. And I was like, dude, I said that fucking 15 minutes ago. You know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. There's like ego wrapped up in it, right? It's not about being wrong. It's not about being right. It's about winning. It's about gamifying an interaction, right? No, nothing is not on its own a thing. It's a word, it's a concept, but it doesn't functionally exist. There is no nothing in the known universe, right? And there's no theoretical nothing in the unknown universe, right? It just doesn't make sense. Zero isn't a thing. Zero is a way of representing a mathematical integer. Zero,
midpoint between negative and positive.
Right. Zero is a midpoint between mathematical negative and mathematical positive. Right? Zero is not a thing. You can't point at zero. Right? There's no such thing as a complete and utter void. And if there was, it would exist within a non-void and would be its own phenomena within something. You feel me? Everything's connected, right?
And vacuum's another word that has multiple definitions.
A vacuum is measurable. It's a measurable force. So it's very much something. It's not super freezing cold out here. You like standing your post, D? You like us stand your post? Watch and make sure nothing happens in the neighborhood. But space itself is a measurable something. It's not a void. It's not a perfect, complete, sterile void. That is nothing, right? It's like, think about it this way. A lot of people think of the concept of nothing as me saying, like, there is no apple here, right? That doesn't mean that there is no such thing as an apple. That doesn't mean that apples don't exist. That just means that there isn't one in my proximity. That's not nothing, right? Hablo inglés. O vamos. Hablo inglés o vamos. Vamos, okay. Somebody help Johan be vamos? He said he wants to vamos. Even if there was nothing, its existence would therefore make it no longer nothing. Well, nothing is a lack of existence, which is why it doesn't exist. So nothing in perfect, like, colloquial definition is a lack of existence. And there is no lack of existence for us to study and describe. Everything that we have access to is in existence. You see? Which is why there's no such thing as nothing. You know nothing. Well, I mean, that is one of the first philosophical principles you will learn. The only thing that I know is that I know nothing. Would darkness be an accurate way to describe it? There is no darkness, only the absence of light. Right. But even in theoretically complete darkness, you don't have nothing. Right? People are having a hard time understanding that space is something. Some call it fabric. Well, like here, that's a great example, right? So people think space and they think, well, look, that's nothing. The Earth is just floating in a bunch of nothing. And it's like you realize that the Earth's mass is stretching space and time, right? Like that's Einstein. So the Earth's mass curves this thing you're trying to call nothing. How's that work? How does that fit into your model? I'm real interested. So, yeah. I was thinking about Thanos the other day, how he's portrayed in the Marvel films. I'm wearing a Thanos shirt too, incidentally, I think. And my understanding of the Infinity Gems, right, is that they give you complete control over reality. Right? They give you like basically like godhood. And he, in the Marvel movies, uses it to save life from itself. It's basically like, there's too much life, there's too much suffering. There was just less life, then there'd be less suffering, right? And so his plan is to basically just kill half of all life, right? He just snaps his fingers and half of every living thing just dies, right? Or half of every sentient life dies, I guess. But he also has the ability to erase their existence entirely. And I'm wondering why he doesn't just do that, right? So, because he wouldn't even be a villain at that point, because nobody would know what he did. Right? He can remake reality. He's got the reality gem. You know what I mean? Like, he can remake reality. So why would he make himself this villain that would create like all of this obvious opposition to his plan when he could have just like stayed quiet about it, or like pretended he had some other plan, and then just like as soon as he had it, instead of becoming this exiled, hated murderer guy, he never did it in the first place, right? Because I just don't get it. I know that. I know that I was a comic book nerd back in the 90s when the Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlet series was out. I had them all. I remember Thanos being very different, right? Thanos was driven by his like insane love for the goddess of death. The goddess death, not of death, like literally the personification of death, Lady Death. And he was in love with her, and in order to curry favor with her and to show her how much he loved her, he wanted to send her a bunch of fucking souls all at once. Right? And that was his main motivation in trying to acquire the Infinity Gems. So the Marvel universe I'll put this different philosophical layer. Like in the comic books, he's called the Mad Titan, right? That is one of the ways that they will refer to Thanos in the comics. He'll be called Thanos the Titan or Thanos the Mad Titan, right? And because he's fucking just like nuts. In the movie, they make him just kind of a philosophical pessimist. It's like, look, people aren't going to stop suffering. They're not going to stop starving themselves, depriving themselves of shit. There's too many of them, and if there isn't this reset button, you know, these golden ages will never happen, and blah blah. They give him this philosophical thing, right, which is fine, but I think they forgot that he's got the gauntlet. Like, he can do all kinds of crazy memory wiping with the gauntlet. You know what I mean? He could change the course of history with the gauntlet, go back in time and stop all these fucking pieces of the time stone. You know what I mean? And it's like the thing that made the Infinity Gauntlet so crazy in the hands of Thanos, the Mad Titan from the comics, was he was insanely obsessed and in love with this concept of death. That's what drove him. He wasn't philosophically conflicted about murder. He didn't even consider it to be murder. It was like a bouquet of flowers for his love, right? He's fucking insane. In the comics, it's like he's philosophically capable of thinking about the implications of what he's doing, but it's like he forgets that he can manage those implications as well. You know? Why didn't he double the resources? I mean, there's all kinds of things he could have done if it's really this philosophical angle that he's driven by, right? Yeah, he was ostracized on his home planet because he was a freak. He didn't look right. He was purple. And they made fun of him. And so he had this like insane kind of you know, hatred for other conscious beings, and thus a complete disdain for their worries and cares. He wasn't driven by trying to help them at all. He wasn't like a misguided despot. He's literally just an insane freak who wanted to get back at his bullies and do it in such a way that curried favor with the chick that he thought was hottest. You know? Yeah. I just don't understand it. You know what I mean? It's very much. It's always been a sticking point for me in that character. He could like selectively destroy, right? So if he's worried about the people that take advantage of other people, he could get rid of all of them with a snap. You know what I mean? There are multiple different like ethical roads that he could take that are just as easy as what he pulls off, right? But I don't know. In the movie version, it could be possible he became obsessive over his plan to wipe out half of life after the trauma of watching his planet starve. Sure, yeah, no. Well, that's his philosophical motivation, right? But you know, you would imagine that watching your planet starve would at least engender a sense of empathy for the feelings of those people who lost people to starvation, right? And you wouldn't want to just poof out of existence, you know, half of everybody's loved ones, right? And there were ways that he could have done what he did, and nobody would, I don't know. There was that was just a weird inconsistency for me. The thing that made Thanos make sense from my perspective back in the day, Woodpecker, did you guys hear him? Was that he was insanely in love with a concept. And he was driven by revenge and spite and ultimately misguided love and obsession, right? And so he wields this insanely theoretically powerful thing, but he uses it bluntly, right? Yeah, Woodpecker. That's so cool. It's like, anyway. Join Salt Rackus, discord.gg/Paul's Ego. All one word, Paulsego, Paul's Ego. Join Salt Rackus.